All right, looks like first card you have is a 96 Finest Refractor Penny Hardaway. I love these cards. All right, so the coating is up to you. You're not going to get a 10 with a coating. I would recommend, if you're shooting for a 10 or probably even a 9, I would remove this coating. It's pretty easy, just peel up from the side here. I always look for greening. Very faint greening. You're lucky it's not too bad. It's just a little bit on his bicep and a little bit on his cheek. Usually greening would bring you down to an 8. But this is so faint. I think you could get away with a 9. Centering is there. It looks like a little heavier on the top than the bottom. It looks to me like a 60-40. Side to side's pretty good. Maybe 55-45. I don't see any refractored lines. It's harder to see with the coating on. But the surface looks pretty good. The back, I don't see much corner damage. I see a slight, very slight indent right here. I don't think it would keep you from getting a 9. I really don't. It's so faint. All right, let me look just a little bit closer. Okay, looks good. Okay. I would give this a 9 with the coating off. With the coating on, I would put it at an 8. All right, next we got, it looks like a 99 Topps Gold Label Kobe Bryant. So, centering looks good right off the bat, but I already see a surface dimple. I don't know if you can see, it's right there. That's going to impact the grade, and the card needs wipe down pretty good. So just grab a microfiber cloth. It's probably going to need to be a damp one. Otherwise, I would just do it for you, because there's a lot of kind of residue on it. All right. The back looks good. Corners are sharp, both front and back. So once you get all of the residue off, I would recommend just a damp microfiber cloth, and then rub that on, and then take a dry one and wipe it off. It's a nice looking card. Once it's all clean, I think this is a 9. It couldn't get the Gem 10 because of the dimple, the factory dimple. So I am thinking a 9. I will double check real quick though. Everything. Yeah. Okay. All right, next looks like we got a 95 Collector's Edge. It's the Players Club, kind of silver border, Michael Jordan. Nice looking centering. Maybe 55-45 top to bottom. Left to right looks pretty good. I'm going to look at the corners a little bit closer. Just a very faint touch of white on the bottom left. Overall, very nice looking card on the front. I like it a lot. All right, let's go ahead and flip it over to the back. Let's hope it looks good. See if I can wipe down a little bit right there. Yeah, it came off. There's a little debris. Nice. It doesn't have any of the kind of pinching that these cards normally have. Centering looks good. Everything looks good. I like it a lot. Very gradable. Yeah, I don't see any indents or anything. I'm going to put this at a 10. Great looking card. There you go. All right, next up, looks like we got that 2007 Topps Kevin Durant. These are always so condition sensitive on the back. The front's always okay. But let me take a look. Yeah, the front looks pretty good. The edge has a little ding in the middle bottom there. And we got some fingerprints. I'll go ahead and wipe those down for you after. Right here and here are all fingerprints, but I'll take care of that one for you. Centering looks very nice. Wow, 50-50, up and down, side to side. Corners look pretty solid too. But the back is usually where it gets you. Yeah. So you can already see a lot of white showing on this bottom left. Some chipping. It's pretty much on par with how these backs usually are. Maybe even a little better. But unfortunately, all that white will get you a PSA 8. I think it is like a Beckett 9 and an SGC 9. And I would put it at like an 8.5. Let me just take a quicker look. Make sure I got it all right. Yeah. Nice looking card. And I'll get those fingerprints wiped off real quick too. So I'm thinking like an 8.5. All right, next up we got the infamous 1992 Mariano Rivera rookie card. I love this card. His outfit is crazy. All right, so centering's there, man. It is 50-50. A little bit of corner wear, bottom left, and a slight indent to that edge on the right. And another slight little indent bottom left too. Okay, we'll flip it to the back. Yeah, we got that. It's common to this set, but you see all the ripple edge. It's very common, but it is going to bring you to an 8. Definitely. And a little bit of a little corner raising on the back there. So a little ding to the bottom left corner. I'll just take a little bit quicker look to make sure everything's good. Other than that, okay. Yeah. I would put this at an 8. But I think PSA might give this a 7. Okay. All right, next up we got those Hoops Dream Teams. These are cool cards. On a lot of these, you can really kind of faintly see how much they were handled. Little faint surface scratches. But I don't see any here. It looks clean. It looks fresh. Centering's there. Maybe 55-45 top to bottom, but left to right, it's perfect. Corners look good. Edges look good. Okay. I'll flip it over. Wow, looks great. Slight edge wear on the left, but not much. I like this card a lot. I would put it at a 10. There you go. All right, we got another Barkley. The centering looks great top to bottom. Left to right is maybe 55-45. Slight little nick to the left edge. Corners are nice and sharp. These are clean card. Surface looks good. Maybe, yeah, it looks good. I'm gonna flip it over. Nice, nothing on the back. It's another quality card that has a shot at a 10. For some reason, I have a feeling that PSA would give this one a 9. Just because of that left to right centering. But, you know, I would give it somewhere between a 9.5 and a 10. I'm going to do 9.5 on this one just to be a little bit cautious. But I think this still has probably a 50-50 shot to get a PSA 10. Look a little bit closer on the back. Make sure. Yep. Nice and clean. Pretty fresh card right here. I'm going to put this one at a 9.5, but it definitely has a shot at a 10. PSA 10. All right, next up we got a Larry Bird Dream Team card. I can already tell it isn't quite as clean as the Barclays. Centering, top to bottom, is a little off. I would say 60-40, thicker on the bottom. Left to right looks pretty good. Looks 50-50. Corners look pretty solid. Yeah, you got a little bit of a corner ding bottom left. Just a little bit of a pinch there. Let's see what else we got on the back. The back looks pretty clean. Let me look a little bit closer. Okay, yeah, it's just that the bottom left corner bugs me a little bit. I would put it at a 9, just because of the centering and combination with that corner ding. That's where I would put it. I think PSA would give it a 9 too. I think all around they would give it a 9. All right, there you go. All right, we got another Larry Bird. All right, so this one I can already, it pops out at me. There's like a little indent ding to that edge, top left. And I already see the centering is off again. You can really see it if you turn it horizontal right here. So thinner on this right than the left, so the bottom is thicker. Corners look pretty good. The backs of these cards look really clean. Yeah, this back looks great. Just look a little closer at that ding to the edge. Yeah. Okay. This one is like in between an 8.5 and a 9 to me. For some reason, I just don't like the way that ding looks right there. I'm going to put it at an 8.5. I think PSA would actually give this an 8, but I think Beckett and SGC would give it a 9 on this one right here. All right. All right, next we got a Patrick Ewing Dream Team. We got a few faint surface printing lines, just very faint right here and right here. The centering is there. I like it. Maybe 55-45 left to right. We got a little bit of an edge ding right there. Corners look good. The back centering's off a little bit, top to bottom, but still within a Gem 10 range. Still, I think this is in between a 9 and a 9.5 for me. With those lines, I'm going to go ahead and put this one at a 9. I think PSA would agree it'd be a 9 too. I think you might get a 9.5 with SGC or Beckett, but I think it's a solid 9 copy. All right, we got another Patrick Ewing. Okay, centering looks a little bit off left to right. Corners look great. This one looks clean. The edges are a lot more clean. Top to bottom centering looks good. It's just that left to right a little bit. Yeah, back looks good too. Just look a little bit closer. Bright light. Okay. Yeah, the only thing that worries me is just that centering left to right. Other than that, it looks really good. Very clean. I think I would give this a 9.5. I think PSA would go ahead and give it a 9 because of that centering. But I think you would get a 9.5 with Beckett and a 9.5 with SGC. But a 9 with PSA. And a 9.5 with me. Next up, we got a Magic Johnson. Okay. I already like the centering on this one. Left to right looks good. Top to bottom looks good. Corners look good. Edges look good. Don't see any surface flaws. Initially, I'll look closer with the loop. A few very minor bottom edge dings, but very minor. All right, let's look a little closer with the loop, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I don't see anything. I like this card. I would put it at a 10. Just double checking. Nice, clean card. Yeah, I think PSA would give this one a 10 too. All right, we got another Magic. These Magics look great. They're clean like the Barclays. Corners sharp, edges look good. Centering maybe 55-45 left to right, but still within 10. I see a little bit of a slight color change here. Let me look closer what that is. Yeah, so very faint printing ink right there. You can kind of see it. I think that would, it doesn't affect grade for me very much. I think I would still put it, as long as this back looks good, I think I would still put it as a 9.5. But PSA will see that and hammer it down to a 9. It's a very clean card. Yeah, I like it as a 9.5. Outside shots at a 10, but I think PSA will hammer that a little bit. All right, we got the Mailman, Karl Malone now. First, I'm looking at the centering. Top to bottom looks pretty good, 50-50. Left to right, maybe a little bit thicker on the right than the left, 55-45, but within a Gem 10. I'm looking at the surface, it looks pretty good. I'm not seeing much. Edges look nice and clean too. Okay, I'm seeing on the back there's 2 marks that I do not like. So you can kind of see it right here, right there. It's another darker factory ink blotch. And this might be something here too. It's not coming off, it's not debris. A little bit of slight paper loss right there. So that's definitely not a 10 or a 9.5 in my opinion. The front looks great though, it really did. Let me look a little bit closer at those 2 marks. I want to see what they are. Yeah, just a weird little paper loss on that one, and then a darker ink smudge on that one. So I'm going to put this at a 9. I think all the other companies would probably grade similar to a 9 too. There you go. All right, we got another Karl Malone. Top to bottom centering looks pretty good. The left to right centering is probably around 55-45, maybe even 60-40. But I don't see any weird ink marks. Corners look sharp, edges look good. Oh, okay, so do not grade this one. I don't know, I hope you can see there's a big ding on this top right corner here. And an edge mark right there in the middle. So I'd actually put this at an 8.5. The front looks clean, you know, like a 9 or 9.5, but the back, yeah, I'm going to put this in an 8.5. I think PSA would give it an 8. Let me look at that a little closer. Oh yeah, you can really see the wear on that one. I'm actually going to put this one at an 8. In the loop, you can really see it. Okay, there you go. All right, we got some Chris Mullins now. Centering top to bottom looks great. I'm already noticing a surface scratch. It's very faint, but it's there from here all the way through his name. I don't like the look of that. A little bit of edge wear on the right too. Left to right centering a little off. And I see some factory lines through the back right here too. So I don't think this Chris is gradable. I actually think PSA would give it an 8. I'm leaning more towards a 9. I'm not as harsh on that one surface scratch, but I think PSA would be. Let me look a little bit closer at the scratch with the loop. Okay. Yeah, I would put this at 8.9, but I think PSA would kind of hammer it. There you go. All right, we got another Chris Mullin. Wow, it has that same little scratch right there again. Crazy. It's not as bad, but it's there. And top to bottom centering looks pretty good, but this left to right centering is closer to a 60-40 or maybe even less, so it's not Gem 10 worthy. And it also has the factory kind of line right here through here. A little bit of edge wear over here too. Yeah, I'm leaning towards a 9 on this one as well. Let me look a little closer. Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, solid copy, but I think the grading companies will bring that down. On these older cards, they're looking for anything to bring it down. So I would give it a 9. I think PSA would give this one a 9. All right, we got a Scottie Pippen now. I'm liking the centering. It's better left to right. Top to bottom, maybe a little thicker on the bottom, but not bad. I don't see any glaring surface scratches or anything. That's a good sign. Some very, very faint factory roller lines, but not bad. I see a little bit of ink mark right here, factory ink mark right here. Let me take a little closer look at that. Okay. Unfortunately, I think PSA might bring that down to a 9, but to me, this looks like a solid 9.5 copy. I think the other companies would probably give a 9.5 too. There you go. All right, we have another Scottie Pippen. Okay, so this one has a big factory kind of smear looking line right above his name on the front. Don't like the look of that. Top to bottom centering is okay, but the left to right's off too. It looks about 65-35. And the back, at least it doesn't have that other mark that the other Pippen had. The back actually looks pretty good. There's no factory lines or anything. But the front, I'm just not liking it. It's so big right here. I'm going to put it at an 8.5. I'm going to look at that a little closer. I want to see what that is. Yeah, it's crazy. Corners are nice and sharp. The back corners look good. Yeah, I'm already thinking 8.5 on this, just because of that big line and the centering. So I think PSA would give it an 8. The other ones would be closer to an 8.5 like me. There you go. All right, next up we got a David Robinson. The Admiral himself. I can already see top to bottom's a little off. It looks, especially from here, flip it around, you can really see it. It's thick on the left and the right. I would say 65-35. Left to right looks good. I don't see any weird factory ink marks or any kind of factory lines. It looks pretty good. Corners look good. So far it's just the centering. We've got a little bit of edge wear on the top. Not too much. And a little bit of edge wear right here. Let me look at that edge a little bit more. Yeah. I'm leaning towards a 9 on this one. Just that top to bottom centering bugs me a little bit. And the kind of edge wear on this edge and the top. That's kind of where I'm at. I think PSA would be at 9 too. All right, we got one more David Robinson. I'm already liking the centering better. Left to right and top to bottom. It looks almost 50-50. I like the look of that. Very, very faint. Printing ink mark right here. But I don't think that's enough to bring it down from a 10 so far. The back, a slight edge wear on the top. See if this is just debris. Yep, it came off. That's good. I like this card so far. I've not seen much. I think this one might be a 10. It's looking good. Yeah, the only flaw I see is that tiny mark right here. It's a good looking card. I think I'm gonna put this one at a 10. All right, next up we got a John Stockton. This one, the centering is probably 60-40 top to bottom. Corners look good. Don't see any surface indents or ink marks. Left to right's about 55-45. One little surface mark right here on John Stockton's bicep. Nothing much on the back. Edges look good. Let's take a little bit closer look. Okay. I like this card. I think it has a good shot at a PSA 10. Probably 50-50. I would give it a 9.5. There you go. All right, we got another John Stockton. I can already tell the top to bottom's a little bit better, but the left to right is off a little bit. It looks more like 60-40, maybe even lower. Edges look good. Corners look good, nice and clean and sharp. We got a little nick on this left edge right there. Back looks pretty good. Nice and clean. Okay. I think because of the centering, I would give this one a 9. And that little nick brings it down a little bit too. All right, we got a Chuck Daly entering the coaches here. Centering's great, left to right. Maybe 55-45 top to bottom. Corners look great. No surface marks. Edges look great. Back looks good too. A few faint factory marks, lines. I don't think that would affect the grade too much. I don't see anything major with this card, but because of the front top to bottom a little bit off and the little bit of factory lines, I'm going to put it at a 9.5. I'm pretty comfortable there. I think it's a PSA 9. and an SGC BGS 9.5. I'm going to put it at 9.5. All right, we got another Chuck Daly. This time the centering looks 50-50, both left to right and top to bottom. That's a good sign. Corners look nice and sharp. Edges look good. No dings to them. Surface is nice. The front so far is a Gem 10. No ink marks. The back looks good too. I'm not seeing much to this card at all. I like it a lot. I'm confident in this one getting a 10. I'll just take a quick, closer look. Yeah, I'm not seeing much wrong. I like it. This one is a 10. All right, we got PJ Carlissimo. Remember him from a coach of the Blazers back in the day. The front top to bottom centering looks great, 50-50, and the left to right's about 55-45. Corners look good, edges very nice. It's looking good. That was just debris, so that's a good sign. No surface marks. Nice clean card. Tiny little edge nick there, but not bad, you know. I think PSA gives this one a 10 too. I would give this one a 10 also. I don't see much wrong with it. Let's double check with the loop. Okay. I don't see anything wrong. I think we got another 10. Next up, we got one more PJ. Centering's even better on this one. Looks 50-50, both left to right and top to bottom. I see one tiny mark right here. Let's see if it's debris. It's still not coming off. I don't think it's enough to take it down from a 10 so far. Edges look good. Corners nice and sharp. Nice clean card. No corner dings. Corners look sharp. Very nice card. Okay. Yeah, the only thing I can see is that one little mark above his shoulder. Right there. It's almost yellow. I think because of that one mark, I would give it a 9.5. And PSA, it's between a 9 and a 10. It's hard to say. I'm going to put him probably at a 9. Okay. All right, we got Coach K. The probably most valuable out of the coaches for sure. I hope these are 10s for you. The edges are really nice. 50-50 centering top to bottom and left to right. Oh, it looks great. No surface marks. Very clean. One mark I want to look closer at. No, looks good. All right, let's flip to the back. Let's hope there's nothing. So there's some factory print lines all the way through, but they're very faint. PSA might knock that to a 9, but I don't know. It's very nice. I'm going to put this at a 10. I like it. The centering's so nice. Nice clean card. Yeah, I'm going to put this at a 10, but PSA might give this a 9 just based on the factory lines right here. All right. All right, we got our second Coach K. Let's hope it's as nice as the first. Dang, I can already tell top to bottom centering. If you flip it horizontal, you can see how thick it is to the left compared to that right. It looks like at least 60-40, maybe 65-35. Left to right looks 55-45, a little thicker on the left. So the centering I'm not too happy with. Edges, corners look great. I don't see anything major on the back either. It looks good. But yeah, just that centering. I think it has to be a 9 based on that top to bottom centering. Let me look a little closer, make sure there's no marks. Okay, I mean, yeah, I don't see much other than the centering. It was too bad. So I think I would give it a 9. And I think the other companies would probably give it a 9 too. All right, looks like the final 2 Dream Team cards are coming up. We got the final coach, Lenny Wilkins. Top to bottom looks 50-50. Left to right is a little off. It looks 60-40, if not a little more. Edges, corners look nice. Nice and clean, packed fresh, you can tell. Back looks good too, nice and clean. It's just that left to right centering. Yeah, I don't notice anything other than that left to right centering on the front. There's no marks or anything. It looks pretty good. I would give this a 9.5, and I think PSA goes and gives it a 9 because of that centering. But I think the other companies would give it a 9.5 too. There you go. All right, final USA card. Lenny Wilkins. Top to bottom, centering looks 50-50. Left to right looks about similar to the other one, maybe 60-40. I see a couple, I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to pick up, but there's some faint dots right here, like a little line right here. Let me look a little closer. Yeah. So a little surface imperfections that I'm not a huge fan of on this card. I would not grade this one. Little edge ding. Slight edge wear over here. So yeah, there's some surface marks right there that I think it would bring this card down to a 9. And PSA, I think, would even give it an 8, to be honest. Okay. All right, we got some newer cards. The Mahomes Prestige 2021 Heroes. Centering's there. It's 50-50. Top to bottom and left to right. No surface scratches. Nothing major. Just a little bit of debris, not much. It's pretty common to see debris on this, you know, kind of hollow foil. It stands out, but it's all wiped off. I don't see much. Corners look good. Okay. The front looks like a 10 to me. Let's hope the back looks good. It does. It's even centered up. Yeah, I don't see a flaw here either. I think this is a PSA 10 all day. And I will give it a 10 as well. Looks good. All right, we got the Justin Fields Mosaic Green rookie. We got some debris. I don't see any fingerprints. Just get that debris off. Put it on the edge here. Okay, centering looks good. Not too worried about that. On the Mosaic, sometimes you see really thicker print lines, but these all look pretty common. Yeah, it looks good. Edges, corners sharp, pack fresh. Got lots of debris on the back. Corners look good. Not a lot of print roller lines too. A little bit ding on this bottom left, but not much. Trust me, not enough to keep it from a 10. I like it. I think it's a 10. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Give that one a 10. Next up, we got another Justin Fields, the Stellar Rookies. All right. This one does have a more prominent print line. It's right through the middle. I think that one will affect the grade. I don't think PSA would give that a 10. Centering's nice. It's perfect. It's 50-50. Corners are nice. I like this card a lot. Yeah, if it didn't have that print line through the middle, it would be a 10 all day. I'm going to put it at a 9.5. I mean, there's an outside chance that PSA will let that slide because knowing it's pretty commonplace for these. Nice looking card. Yeah, I'm gonna give that one 9.5. Next up, we get the T-Law Prism Draft Picks. Purple. I like the centering. That's 50-50. No kind of refractor print lines. Oh, what a nice card on the front. Corners look great. Edges nice and clean. You can just kind of break apart those little debris on the edges. There you go. No fingerprints. No debris. I see something on the back. Oh, good. It came off. There was a little piece of debris. And sometimes the debris, when it gets stuck on there so long, it makes a little indent. So you can see a little bit right there. But I don't think that's enough to bring it down. Yeah, one came off too. From a 10. But just make note of it. Corners look good. Yeah, lots of debris on the back. Corners. Yeah, everything looks great. It's just that one little mark from the debris. That's the only flaw I really see to this card. I think it's a 10. There you go. Okay, I like it as a 10. All right, we got another T-Law. I can already tell the centering is off. I mean, just look at the white borders here. How much thicker? Thicker on the left than the right. And I actually think it's a little top to bottom too. It's thin on the top compared to the bottom. The surface looks good though. Corners are nice and sharp. Edges are nice. Yeah, no real flaws other than the centering. Just a tiny bit of debris on the back. There we go, that came off. No back indents, which is nice. Edges look good. Got some normal factory print lines, but that's normal on the back. You can see the centering's off too. I believe this is a solid 9. I actually think PSA might give this an 8 because of the centering. Yeah. And I think I'm leaning more towards like a 8.5 or a 9. All right, we got a Tom Brady Heroes Prestige 2021. So right off the bat, I see some surface imperfections. One right here. Probably like a 1/4-inch line down off of the edge. And I see a little printing line right here too. Centering's nearly 50-50. 50-50 top to bottom. Left to right, maybe a little thicker on the left. 55-45. Corners look good. Nice and sharp. See a little bit more printing imperfections in the middle. So the surface isn't great on this one. And then there's another debris kind of mark right here. Came off, that's good. It didn't make an indent, so that's really good. corners look nice and sharp. Centered up on the back. So let me take one little quicker look. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put this one, a PSA would give it a 9 because of that line right there. It's pretty distracting. I think I would give it a 9.5. All right, we got a Tom Brady Mosaic. I like the color match on this card. Beautiful card. Got some debris on the front, but don't see any indents or weird printing lines. It looks good. Corners look sharp, edges look good. Centering's a little off top to bottom. You can see it's a little thin from the Mosaic logo to the top. The back looks great. I don't see any flaws to it. No surface indents. Just get a little debris off and we'll be good. Okay. I just don't know how much they'll hammer that centering. I'm a little worried. I think PSA would give it a 9. So I'll probably put it at a 9.5 because of that top to bottom centering. All right. All right, we got a 2021 Illusions Tom Brady. Parallel, I believe. We got lots of debris showing up. Like I said, easy to spot on these kind of hollow foils. Top corners look good. The bottom corners, I see some white showing. The bottom two, just a very slight bit of white. A few very faint surface scratches right here and here. And a slight nick to the bottom edge right here. I think PSA would give it an 8. I would be close to an 8.5. I really think that nick, that's bothering me looking at that. I don't know if you can see it right there. You see it? Yeah, and those bottom edges are a little white. So I probably wouldn't grade this one. Let me look a little closer at the bottom corners. Yeah, you can really see the kind of fraying on them. I mean, these are pretty condition sensitive, so the back looks nice, but it's pretty easy with the black or the white corners and borders. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one at 8.5, and PSA would give an 8 probably. All right, final card, another Tom Brady Illusions. Kind of a sparkle look. It's a cool looking card. But it's nice. I'm wondering if that is a kind of refractor line through the middle here, because it's like a color shift. I don't know if you can see that. Centering left to right is a little off, probably 60-40. Top to bottom looks good. Corners look nice. Let's see, the back corners look great. A little bit of debris, take off. A slight little factory indent right over here. Nothing major. And kind of one off this little edge here too. It's a good looking card. I'm just still looking at that line. I think before I sign a grade, I'm going to do a little research on this line. I'm going to compare other copies and see if it has it. But my initial gut is probably a 9. I think PSA would give it a 9. I think I'd comfortable giving a 9 too. Look a little closer. Okay. Yeah, I'll do a little more research, but I think it's probably a 9. But possibly a 10 if that little line checks out here.